Buddy, we're here again with another Boardman girls tennis player profile, another junior on tap, Demetra Coatress. Demetra, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you.
So let's talk about being a junior. You're no seniors on this program, so you and the other juniors on the team are kind of the de facto leaders. What's it been like preparing for this season and being able to spend this season trying to flex your leadership muscles a little bit and learn how to be a leader on the fly?
It's been good. We lost a lot of seniors last year, so it was like I had to learn quickly how to become kind of like a leader on the team. But all the other juniors have helped me a lot. We all stepped into our role amazingly, and yeah.
When you knew that you were going to be the veterans of the program. So
Yes.
what were some of the things that you and the juniors did you like have discussions before the season on how you wanted to tackle leadership and what roles you wanted to have on the team? Did you guys kind of get together and be like, hey, this is how we want this year to go?
I mean, yes, kind of. We definitely wanted to make sure everyone felt included because we know that a lot of teams have some struggles with that, and we have a lot of freshmen. So we wanted to do like some activities, and we wanted to make sure that everyone was comfortable with each other and everyone liked each other, and there was no issues.
You talked about how it was such a big senior class last year, and I'm sure there was a lot of leadership in that group. How much did they teach you guys what it means to be a leader?
They taught me so much because I was new. I didn't know anybody, and they help. I love them. They helped me so much when I first joined the team. So I took what they did for me and made sure that I did that same thing for the incoming freshmen.
Was there one or two particular that kind of you think took you under their wing a little bit and kind of were a big part of your journey and big part of why you are who you are, now as a leader?
Well, definitely Brianna Alberti and Emily Yurko. They both helped me a lot. And Emily's actually playing tennis in college right now, so she's a big inspiration for me both.
Let's talk about your tennis journey. You said you joined the team and you were immediately welcomed by those big senior class. What made you kind of want to pick up the tennis racket? What got you into the sport?
Well, my mom was kind of trying to put me and my siblings into a lot of sports at like when we were a young age to see which one we like kind of acclimated to the best. And so at 10 years old kind of I I decided out of me, my twin sister and my brother that I wanted to stick with tennis, and ever since that I've loved it and I kept playing.
Where did your siblings stick with tennis too, or did they go off to other sports?
No, my sister does golf now for the high school and my brother plays soccer.
What's it like to a twin sister that's not on the tennis team but also an athlete, Boardman, just going through the same things? You have to talk about kind of what it's like to go through a sport and to work hard at it, and also have to deal with school life. What's it like going through this athletic journey with her?
It's amazing. I mean, ever I've had a twin sister all my life. There's always someone by you, always someone with you. You're never alone. So it's always amazing. Someone basically going through the same thing as you, always to talk to. Basically, like another version of me almost.
How much did you try to like get her on the tennis team? Like, were you working it? Were you trying like, come on, join me a little bit?
I always try. Even now, I'm like, oh my god, come on, senior year. Like, don't you want to play tennis with me? Even though golf and tennis are in the same season, I'm like,
You can play two
huh?
sports at once.
I know.
Come
I'm like, come on,
on.
I'll teach you during the summer. Let's go. But she's not very interested.
It's okay. Let's talk about your tennis, though. You work so hard at it. You've worked so hard at it since you picked it up. What kind of drives you? What are those things that keep you going, that make you work hard on maybe the days where you probably don't feel like working that hard? What are the things that keep you grinding?
Definitely knowing that I need to do it for my team because even though in the moment when I'm playing tennis, I'm alone on the court, it's just me and the other person I'm playing against, I know that my team is counting on me. And also, a big person that supports me and helps me going is my dad. He's always there, he's always supporting me and everything. And that does help me because sometimes when I'm just not really feeling it, he's like behind the the gate and he's like, come on, you got it. It really helps me.
Although you're on a tennis team, when you're playing tennis, unless you're in the doubles, but when the singles,
Yeah.
it's just you and the opponent. That's it. That's just, you have no one to fall back on. It's all about how you execute. So, what's that like for you mentally to know that like this is all me? It's what I have, what I bring to the table. What's that like for you?
It is hard. Although I've definitely learned since freshman year, I've definitely improved on my mental because tennis is very mental, especially when you're there by yourself. But since freshman year, I've definitely learned how how I can calm myself down and how I can just focus and stay present and just think about what I need to do and the mistakes I'm making. But it is hard when you're there alone and you just like nobody's there to be like you're okay, and I get that.
Everyone has ways they do that to themselves. Everyone has ways they can calm themselves down or put themselves in the right mental zone. What are some of your routines that calm yourself down on the tennis court?
Usually, I like thinking of a song because I love music and it makes me kind of like calm down. It makes me just like get into a happy kind of mood. Or I'll even look, even other singles players, I'll kind of look at them. I'll kind of just like look at what they're doing, kind of distract myself a little bit and just breathe. Definitely breathing. My tennis coach, my private tennis coach, she taught me that you need to breathe through your nose and then out through your mouth, and that really helps me.
Well, you said you love music so much. Do you have a pre-match playlist that you kind of jam to when you're getting ready for a match?
Yeah, I do. I listen to all music. But definitely I listen to music when we're on the bus going to the match or just before the match. Sometimes we have a speaker. My friend Peyton brings it.
You listen to all the genres, but is there a certain genre or a certain artist that you think is right for pre-match, routines that kind of keeps you in that right mental zone before you play?
Well, I like hop or like kind of like I like pop or kind of like rap, hip hop ish. But really, there's no certain one that I stick to. Just any song that I like or feel that I need in that moment.
Is there one that you catch yourself like singing the most on the tennis court to get yourself into that mental zone? Is there one that you think always pops in your head?
Lately, I've been liking "Confident" by Justin Bieber and Chance the Rapper. I think, but I love SZA. I love really just what I'm feeling, what I've been feeling in that week or whatever.
We know that you have to work on your craft a lot for tennis. Talk about some of the things that you think you've really worked on this year that you think you had goals or you wanted to improve on, or a part of your game that you think really improved from the start of the season to where we are now at the tail end of it.
I definitely feel like my emotional part of tennis because last year, whenever I would lose or whenever I would be losing during the match, I would be like, okay, that's it. I lost. I'm done. Like, there's no even, I don't even want to try anymore. But I feel like now that I've been improving, I feel like that emotional side, I there is still a little bit of that always, but I feel like I've gotten better even when I get down on myself. I have to think about how I need to stay positive and I can't be like that.
You talked about how there were a lot of freshmen on the team this year, and like we said, you and the juniors are there to guide them. What kind of advice did you give them from your freshman year? Like, hey, this is what I went through, so maybe it can help them, deal with their freshman season.
Yeah. I feel like I a lot of them were very new tennis players, like they just had started playing tennis this like year incoming. So just a lot of stuff on just like the basics of tennis and just helping them and make sure telling them that I'm always there as the seniors did for me, and just kind of always with the emotional part as I've been saying, just make sure to stay positive, and I always make sure to keep them positive too.
You're a part of one of my favorite like programs that Boardman has, which is that Big Spartan Little Spartan program that you guys do. Talk about what that's like for you to be able to take a little Spartan under your wing and to kind of see yourself as a role model a little bit and try to help a little Spartan along on their journey. What does that do for you?
Well, this has been my first year, and we have had one time with our little Spartan. But even that one time, it's amazing. It gets you to see like how the like the younger generation and how you get to have how much of an impact you can have on these young kids' lives and how much you can just like even just sitting there and listening to what they want to say or just doing little simple things can like make their life so much happier and better.
We talked about the seniors that were such big role models for you when you came on the team, but when you were little, were there any quote unquote big kids that you like really liked hanging around and you thought, oh, they're so cool. I can't wait to be like them when I grow up?
Well, definitely my older cousins. I have a couple and they really I've always was like, "Oh, I want to be just like them." And just in general, just like all the older kids that I seen when I was like in the elementary school and when I was like around school and in general.
As we're talking about your school life, I want to talk about the work in the classroom. What are some of your favorite subjects that you have and some of the things that you really like studying?
My favorite subject has always been English. I love reading. I think I'm really good at writing. I just it like I feel like I'm really creative, so it just gives me that creative side to be able to like express myself, and books are always fun. So yeah.
You know, you have a 3.9 GPA, which is so hard to hold up, and you've put in so much work to be able to carry that GPA. How proud of you are you that you've been able to do that? You've been able to accumulate such a good grade point average.
Yeah, I am really proud of myself. Freshman year was like when I first got into high school, I was like had a shock and I was like, whoa, I never had to work so hard. I was like, I really had to work hard. So now I've been accumulated to like the high school and how you do really need to put all your effort in. You can't ever be slacking off because one little time you slack off and then it's ruined.
Who are some teachers that you think, man, if they weren't my teacher, I probably wouldn't get the grades that I got?
Well, last year, Mr. Polini, I do not like math at all, and he really helped me and just like taught me and kept me going through math. And Mrs. Marinucci, my English teacher, last year, I loved her so much, and she really helped me keep that passion for English that I always have.
Passion for English, I love it. So, what part of English do you think you like the most? Do you like the book reports where you have to kind of dive into a book and analyze it? Do you like the creative writing style? Do you like kind of the reports? What are your favorite types of essays?
Definitely just the thing where just the part where they just like give me like a prompt or something like that,
Mhm.
and then I just let my ideas flow and just write whatever I want to write. I'm not really big on like the grammar spelling part of English. Like obviously that's a part of it, but I really like when I can just let my ideas flow on the paper and just write as many words as I can.
So you're telling your English teachers, judge me on the creativity, not on these specific spelling and
Yeah.
grammar of the English language. Who cares about that? Come on. Uh, English classes all have books, right? You're always assigned books to read. That's one of the highlights of English classes every year. Do you have
Yes.
a favorite assigned book that you've had throughout your schooling career that was really fun to read as a class assignment?
Definitely The Outsiders. When we read that, that was always fun because it's always fun when there's a movie with a book
Mhm.
and you get to see like it kind of in real life action. So that was fun.
When you think about some of the things that you're going to be proud of this year when the season's over, like whether it be an accomplishment on the court, whether it be a mental hurdle, what are some things that you're going to end this year and be like, man, I am really proud of myself for being able to do that?
I'm right now. I'm really proud of myself because me and my partner Nina actually we've been playing doubles, and I've always been okay at doubles, but I've always been a singles player. So being able to really go into that role of doubles when they needed me and my partner Nina, I was like really proud of myself because usually I'm not really a doubles player, but now I'm really acclimated to, and I really do love playing and playing with her.
All right, so we brought up your cousins earlier. We brought up your sister. We brought up your brother. We brought up your family. Everyone has great families, right? So I want you to, in a broader sense, what is it about your family that you think is so special that makes them unique to you? That makes you feel like they're just like the most special family in the world.
Well, I'm Greek and I have a big Greek family, and they're always there to support me. They're always like, can I come to your tennis match? Can I do this? Can I do this for you? And we're just so close that it's basically like I having a bunch of sisters and a bunch of brothers. They're always supporting me every single step of the way, and vice versa. I'm always supporting them. So it's nice to have a big, huge family that you can always have laughs and have fun memories with.
Big Greek family. I have to ask about the meals because the traditional Greek food, yum yum. What's your
Yes.
favorite?
Well, probably there's this food called spanakopita. It's like spinach pie kind of. And that's probably one of my favorite. And obviously gyros, gyros, I love them.
Spinach pie. All right. Might be the only time I ever get that answer when I ask what your favorite food is, but we'll go with it. To each
It's
their
better
own.
than you think.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. I promise. All right. Before we let you go, we end these player profiles the same way every time. We want to give you the time to take the limelight off yourself a little bit, shine on the people in your life that you think that you just wouldn't be here without. I know we probably talked about a couple of them on this interview. Want you to take the time to give out your shout outs and your thank yous to those people.
Definitely thank you to my mom and my dad. Thank you to both sets of my grandparents. And thank you to Coach Joanne, who is not a coach at Boardman High School anymore, but she's the one who really got my passion. I've known her since I was 3 years old, and she's really the one who's taught me tennis and taught me to love it.
All right, Dimitra, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it so much. Wish you the best of luck the rest of this season and the rest of your future. We can't wait to talk again real soon.
Thank you so